One of my most important songs was the national anthem. So I'm going to ask Jones here just a couple questions to see if he can know anything about the national anthem. I'll try to narrow these down because I think these are hard. Do you know what battle inspired Francis Scott Key to write the poem that became the Star Spangled Banner? Was it Fort Dearborn or Fort McHenry?
McHenry.
McHenry is correct. Very good. I'm impressed that did you just guess there? Or that sounded right?
It sounded right. I've heard that before, and it wasn't actually in the Revolutionary War. It was the War of 1812.
Oh, here's one. What president signed the law making the Star Spangled Banner our national anthem?
Ooh. No multiple choice on this one?
Lincoln, Grant, Roosevelt, Hoover.
I'll go with Grant.
Grant? Hoover.
Oh, man, that late, huh?
Hoover signed the law in 1931.
Wow.
It became the national anthem. Who knew?
What were we singing before then?
That's a good question. We had plenty of baseball games.
Yeah.
We just jogged out there. Okay, we're in your wheelhouse. DC Comics introduced which character in 1941 inspired by the song's ubiquity during World War II? Banner Boy, I don't remember him, DC Comics. Captain America, Uncle Sam, or the Star Spangled Kid?
Go with the Star Spangled Kid.
You are correct.
That's correct.
That was a comic? Let's see. He helped the United States combat Nazi spies.
Of course.
Good for we need to bring him back.
Yeah.
I feel like we could do a movie
Inspire
on that.
the youth.
Killing the Nazis is always a famous plot line for all movies.
That's a great way to make money, is to make a movie about killing Nazis.
Yeah, DC could bring back the Star Spangled Kid. It could be Matt Damon.
Oh, if he could play a kid. Who's the kid that could play that? Macaulay Culkin?
Nick Jonas.
Nick Jonas, yeah.
He's hot right now.
It's true.
I picture the Star Spangled. You don't want him to be blonde haired because then he'd maybe fall into the Nazis. So it'd have to be like a dark haired kid like Jonas. Member of which prestigious musical organization filed a lawsuit in 1939 to have the law naming the Star Spangled Banner the national anthem overturned? So they didn't want it to be the national anthem anymore. It was the Boston Symphony Orchestra, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, the United States Marine Band, or the Metropolitan Opera.
It's got to be the Mormons.
Those Mormons. The Metropolitan Opera. This guy, come on. He said the national anthem, the American public was too exhausted by the Great Depression to resist. What does that even mean?
Whoa. But that was shortly after.
Oh, he said because we were too tired and poor to resist, that Hoover just signed it into law in 31. It just happened. Yeah. We couldn't fight back on our songs. We were too tired and poor.
We couldn't choose a more popular song rather than the Star Spangled Banner.
I mean, guys, it couldn't be worse, right?
That's true. The turkey could be our national bird. That's what.
Soldier Boy could have been writing the national anthem, because we're all just too tired to fight it. USA. Which performer drew national scorn because he messed up the lyrics before a 1965 boxing match? Wayne Newton, Frank Sinatra, Robert Goulet, or Tony Bennett?
I'll go Sinatra.
It was Goulet. Will Ferrell does a great impression of Goulet.
There's been a lot of people who have messed up the national anthem on a public stage, though. Carl Lewis.
Roseanne, although she just
just
grabbed her groin and spit at the end. I don't know if she really messed up the lyrics. Fergie.
Oh, Fergie.
Fergie
Fergie at the All-Star Game.
Got destroyed.
That was really bad.
But Goulet, he's depicted as being drunk all the time anyway. It wouldn't surprise me. Where did Jimi Hendrix debut his cool rendition of the Star Spangled Banner? Was he in Berkeley, Cali, Woodstock, New York, D.C., or Seattle?
It's Woodstock, right?
It was in Seattle. I would have guessed Woodstock as well. 1968 in his hometown of Seattle. Last question for Jones. Oh, sports Jones. Which sports writer timed the length of performances of the anthem before sporting events? Kind of became known for that. Paul Zimmerman, Dave Barry, Peter Vesey, or Dave Anderson?
The only name I recognize is Paul Zimmerman. So
Paul Zimmerman is the correct answer. He worked for the New York Post. He recorded Christy Minstrel's 2-minute, 13-second version of the 1973 World Series and said that was the longest one he could remember.
Yeah, and 2 minutes is about the betting average time for the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, now it's a prop bet for all the Super Bowls, so look where we've come, people.